Okay, 17, I've already put all the attributes on there that we need to analyze for each of these functions. So domain, you look at the denominator and x cannot be -2. So you're going to say all x such that x cannot equal -2. Okay, holes, it has none because nothing's canceled out. Intercepts, for the x-intercept, you look at the numerator. Nothing makes it 0, so it has none. The y-intercept, you cover up the x and you get 1/2, so it's 0, 1/2. Vertical asymptote, you look at the denominator and x is -2. And this one, because it's a bottom heavy, because the numerator has power 0, denominator has power 1, it's bottom heavy, so it's y equals 0. Alright, so I've set up the x and y coordinate plane, and the first thing we're going to sketch or draw are any asymptotes. So x equals -2. Remember, these are dashed lines, and they're there to guide us. And when we graph it by hand. And the horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. Okay. And so the next thing we're going to plot are any intercepts. So we only have one, a y-intercept at 0, 1/2. About there. And again, there were no holes. And so, okay, so this tells me that the graph is broken up. This vertical asymptote divides the graph into two sections. The left side over here and the right side over here. Okay, and so on the right side, I already have a point on 0, 1/2. So that's all I need. And knowing that the graph goes towards the asymptotes, that's all I need to connect this way and draw this way. Okay. Now for the left side, just to be on the safe side, I'm pretty sure it's going to go on the bottom half, but it doesn't hurt to just plug in a number. So we're going to plug in, let's say, f of -3. So f of -3 would be 1 over -3 plus 2. So that would give you -1. So -3, -1 is a point on the graph. -3, -1, right here. And with that, we connect and connect. Alright, so for number 20, the domain would be x such that x cannot equal 1, because that's what would make the denominator 0. There are no holes because no factors cancel on the numerator denominator, so there are no holes. Intercepts, the x-intercept, you ask yourself what makes the numerator 0. So up here, the x value that makes the numerator 0 is 1/3. So it's going to be 1/3, 0. For the y-intercept, remember we cover up the x's, so we cover these two up, and we're left with 1 over 1, so that's 1. The vertical asymptote, again, you look at our domain, it's x equals 1. Horizontal asymptote, because this problem is a powers equal, because I've got x over x, so then we look at the coefficients, the leading coefficients. So that would be y equals -3 over -1, which is 3. Okay? Alright, so the first thing we draw are the asymptotes. So we have x equals 1. And the horizontal one, y equals 3. Okay, so now the next thing we do is plot the intercepts. So 1/3, 0, so that's approximately right here, and 0, 1. Okay, right here. No holes, so that's it. And now we're going to sketch the curve. So on the left side, again, we have one vertical asymptote right here, so that's going to separate it's going to break up the graph into two curves, one on the right side, so one on this side, and another one on this side. Okay, Notice on the left side I've got 2 points down here, so I know that my curve is going to go something like this on the left side. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the points. And I don't have to find any other points, so this is enough, like this. For the right side, I'm pretty sure it's going to go up here, but again, it's better to confirm, to check with algebraically. So I'm gonna plug in a 2. So f of 2 equals 1 minus 3 times 2 over 1 minus 2. So that gives me 1 minus 6 over negative 1, which is negative 5 over negative 1, so that gives me 5. Okay, so 5, 2, 5 right here. And that's all I need. I'm going to use that point to draw the curve towards the asymptotes. And there it is. Alright, so for 23, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and factor the denominator. So that's difference of squares, so I get this. That will help me get the domain. Okay, so then this tells me that it's all x such that x cannot equal plus or minus 2. Because those are the values that make the denominator 0. This one again has no holes because none of the factors cancel in the numerator or denominator. Intercepts, what makes the numerator 0? Well, since it's x squared, then it's going to be 0, 0. The y-intercept, and I think I told you in class, if the x-intercept is 0, 0, then the y-intercept has to be 0, 0. There's no other way. Okay, but again, if you cover up the x's, you'll get 0 over negative 4. So that's still 0. The vertical asymptotes, this time it's going to have 2 of them. Since there were no holes, the 2 numbers that are excluded in the domain, 2 and negative 2, those are your 2 asymptotes. And this one's a powers equal, okay, because the numerator is x squared and the denominator is x squared. So then we take y equals, is it 1 over 1? Which is 1. Now, I didn't check the symmetry on the other ones, but on this one I could tell it's an even function because when I replace the x with negative x, I get the same function back. So this is going to be an even function. Okay, so it's going to be symmetric over the y-axis. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and draw the asymptotes. We have 2 vertical asymptotes, x equals 2 and x equals negative 2. Remember, they have to be dashed lines, not solid. And then horizontal asymptote, y equals 1. Okay, so this function is going to be broken up into 3 sections, 3 curves. One in this region, one in this region, and one in this region. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to plot the intercepts. Well, there's only one, 0, 0, right there. And so I'm going to, it makes more sense that the graph is going to go down in the middle, like from 0, 0 it's going to go down, but let's just plug in a 1 just to confirm it. So over here on this side, I'm going to, maybe I should probably do it on this side. I'm going to put f of 1 equals 1 squared over 1 squared minus 4. So that gives you 1 over negative 3. So negative 1/3, so it's going to be about here. And so since this is an even function, I know that at negative 1 it's going to be also negative 1/3. Okay, so that's going to go like this. I'm going to plug in f of 3. So f of 3, that's going to give me 3 squared over 3 squared minus 4, so that's 9 over 5, right? Because 9 minus 4 is 5. So that's 1 4/5. So that's going to be about, that's 1, about here. And so I know that negative 3 is also going to be 1 4/5, right there. So with that point, that's all we really need. We use that point to draw your curve. You go towards the asymptote, go towards the asymptote. Same thing over here, towards the asymptote, and towards the horizontal asymptote like that. And that's the graph for number 23. Alright, so for 26, it's already factored for you, so there's nothing to factor.